Welcome to Hardly, where books turn into 3 stories, refreshing your knowledge in minutes. Today, we study together Chris Anderson's Infectious Generosity, the ultimate idea worth spreading, in which we explore the concept that generosity, when made contagious, has the power to transform our world. Chris Anderson became the curator of the TED Conference in 2001 and has developed it into a global platform for identifying and disseminating ideas worth spreading. Don't go away, Hurdley, the editor, will be right back with the story. Today, I'm sharing 3 stories that demonstrate the transformative power of contagious generosity. We'll delve into the tale of a simple act that turned into a global movement, a community initiative that spread like wildfire, and a digital experiment that redefined generosity in the modern age. Each story underscores how small, generous acts can ignite larger waves of kindness, ultimately reshaping the world around us. Story 1. The Umbrella That Sparked a Movement. In Washington, D.C., during a heavy rainstorm in 2022, a man noticed 2 strangers drenched by the side of the road, one of whom was in a wheelchair. Without a second thought, he jumped out of his car and handed them his umbrella. What seemed like a small, insignificant act of kindness quickly spiraled into something much larger. A passerby captured the moment on video, and within hours, the clip was uploaded to social media, gaining millions of views and sparking a flurry of similar acts across the city. Inspired by this seemingly small gesture, people began carrying extra umbrellas, not just for themselves, but to give to others caught in the rain. A local nonprofit seized on the momentum, creating an initiative called Share the Umbrella, encouraging people to carry spare umbrellas and hand them out during storms. Before long, the movement spread to other cities, with people using social media to coordinate their efforts and share their stories. The impact was profound. As one participant said, "It's not just about the umbrella. It's about showing someone that they're seen, that someone cares." This sentiment encapsulates the essence of contagious generosity, how a single act can ripple out, touching countless lives and fostering a culture of kindness. This story from the book reminds us that any generous act can have extraordinary impact if it can make the leap from isolated to infectious. Story 2. The Village That Gave Until It Thrived. In a small, economically struggling village in Kenya, a unique experiment unfolded. A group of local women, driven by a desire to improve their community, began pooling their resources, whatever little they had, and giving them away to those in need. They started small, providing food and clothing to the poorest families in their village. But as their generosity grew, so did the support from others in the community. Their actions caught the attention of a nearby NGO, which decided to match their contributions. This act of generosity ignited a chain reaction. More villagers began contributing, and soon neighboring villages joined in. The combined resources were used to build a community center, provide scholarships for children, and start small businesses that provided jobs and stability for the entire region. The success of this initiative reached far beyond the village itself. The story spread through word of mouth and social media, inspiring other communities to adopt similar models of collective giving. The impact was undeniable. What started as a small act of kindness within a single village had transformed the lives of thousands, proving that generosity is just as contagious as any virus. Story 3: The $10,000 Mystery Gift Experiment. One of the most intriguing stories is about a social experiment that took place entirely online. A philanthropist, intrigued by the idea of infectious generosity, anonymously gave $10,000 to a stranger on the internet with only one condition. The recipient had to give away half of it to someone else in need. What followed was an incredible cascade of generosity that no one could have predicted. The recipient of the initial gift, a struggling single mother, decided to split her share among several other families who were facing even harder times. Each of these families, in turn, found ways to pass on the generosity, whether it was by paying for groceries for the elderly, covering medical bills for a neighbor, or donating to local charities. The story of the gift quickly went viral, with people around the world watching and waiting to see how far the chain of giving would go. Remarkably, the initial $10,000 gift ended up benefiting hundreds of people, as each recipient found new ways to give. The experiment highlighted how generosity can multiply in ways we can't foresee, creating a web of interconnected kindness that stretches far beyond the original act. As the book notes, an act that, pre-internet, might have meant something to just 3 people ended up inspiring a multitude. These stories illustrate how generosity, when made contagious, can transcend individual actions, spreading far and wide, often in unexpected and powerful ways. The umbrella, the village, and the mystery gift all demonstrate that small acts of kindness can indeed spark larger movements, driving significant change within communities and beyond. When generosity becomes infectious, it creates a cycle of giving that not only benefits recipients, but also enhances the lives of the givers and those who witness the acts. Generosity isn't just a personal virtue. It's a strategy that can reshape our world. The stories we've explored show that when we give, we're not just helping others. We're setting off a chain reaction that can ripple through society, encouraging others to do the same. This ripple effect is what makes generosity so powerful and transformative. As the editor of Hardly, by understanding these stories, we glimpse a future where each act of kindness has the potential to ignite a global wave of positivity, leading to a more connected, compassionate world. In revisiting the concept of contagious generosity, we see that even the smallest acts can ripple outwards, creating waves of kindness that can transform entire communities. One of the most striking examples from the book involves a young boy named Leo who started a simple initiative in his school. Leo, inspired by his parents' stories of helping the less fortunate, decided to bring extra snacks to school every day to share with classmates who didn't have enough. This small gesture quickly gained traction, with other students joining in. Soon, it wasn't just snacks being shared. Students began bringing extra school supplies, clothes, and even organizing fundraisers to support local shelters. What began as one child's act of kindness turned into a school-wide movement that spread to other schools in the district. Leo's story beautifully illustrates how generosity, when nurtured and shared, can grow beyond its initial boundaries, touching countless lives in the process. This story, like the others we explored, underscores the immense power of generosity when it becomes infectious. It validates the idea that generosity is not just a personal virtue, but a powerful tool for societal change. As we've seen, when we engage in acts of kindness, we're not just helping others, we're sowing the seeds of a better, more connected world. As the editor of Hardly, understanding these stories reminds us that through small, intentional acts of generosity, we each have the potential to spark a wave of positive change that can impact far more than we ever imagined.